Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'll be predicting the 2023 USFL season. Before we get into today's video, please smash that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell if you're new to my channel. Chances are if you're watching this video, that means you really love sports, and also drop a like on this video. For the 2023 season, the Memphis Showboats will be replacing the Tampa Bay Bandits. So let's begin the North Division. The Pittsburgh Maulers, 2-8. The Pittsburgh Millers had a dreadful season last year by being the worst team in the league. In the 2022 season, they won only one game, and that one win came against the Houston Gamblers in Week 5. They were winless against their division rivals last year. Pittsburgh had the worst scoring offense in the league last year, scoring 147 points. And the highest amount of points they scored in a game was 23 in Week 2. Their defense wasn't much better and was tied for dead last in the league in points allowed at 243. The most points they allowed in a game was 33 in Week 10. My expectations for the Pittsburgh Millers this season aren't that great, and I suspect that they will finish the new season as the worst team in the league. The Michigan Panthers, 4-6. The Michigan Panthers had high expectations last season to win the first USFL Championship title. Unfortunately for Michigan, they didn't even come close at all. They missed the playoffs by having the second worst record in the league with 2 wins and 8 losses, and finished third in the North Division. Their 2 wins last season came against their division rival, the Pittsburgh Millers, in Week 3 and in Week 10. Michigan went 2-4 against their division rivals last year. Their offense was pretty good last year, ranking 4th in the league in points scored at 211. The most points they scored in a game was 33 in Week 10. Their defense, on the other hand, wasn't that good at all, giving up 236 points. The most points they allowed in a game was 46 in Week 8. So my prediction is that the Michigan Panthers will be a better team overall this season, but won't be a playoff team this year. The Philadelphia Stars, 6-4. The Philadelphia Stars had a great season last year by making the first USFL Championship game. In the USFL Championship game last year, they played against the Birmingham Stallions. Unfortunately for them, they lost that game 33-30. In the regular season last year, they had a record of 6 wins and 4 losses, and they finished in second place in their division. They went 4-2 against their division rivals last year. The Philadelphia Stars had the best offense in the league last year, and points scored at 262. The highest amount of points they scored in a game was 46 in Week 8. Their defense was their weakness last year, tied for dead last in the league in points allowed at 243. The most points they allowed in a game was 30 in Week 5. In the new season, my prediction is that the Philadelphia Stars will have another great season again this year and will make a playoff spot. The New Jersey Generals, 8-2. The New Jersey Generals had a fantastic season last year by winning their division and making the playoffs in the first season of the league. In the playoffs, they made it to the North Division Finals against the Philadelphia Stars. Unfortunately for them, they lost that game 19-14. In the regular season last year, they had a record of 9 wins and 1 loss. Their only loss in the regular season came in Week 1. After their Week 1 loss, they entered a 9-game winning streak. That was the longest winning streak of any team in the first season of the USFL. They went undefeated against their division rivals last season with 6 wins. The Generals' offense last season ranked 3rd in the league in points scored at 232. The most points they scored in a game was 29 in Week 8. Their defense was pretty strong last year, ranking 3rd in points allowed at 182. The most points they allowed in a game was 28 in Week 1. So I suspect that the New Jersey Generals will be one of the best teams in the league this season and are championship contenders. So that's my USFL North Division standing predictions for the 2023 season. Now to the South Division. The Houston Gamblers, 3-7. The Houston Gamblers had a bad season last year by finishing dead last in the South Division and overall the third worst team in the league. They started the season out on the right foot by winning their first game, but then they lost 7 straight games and then they won their final 2 games to finish out the season with a 3-7 record. That 7-game losing streak was the longest losing streak of any team in the first season of the USFL. They went 2-4 against their division rivals last year. Their offense last season was tied for 5th in points scored at 196. The most points they scored in a game was 28 in week 2. Their defense last year ranked 5th in the league in points allowed at 208. The most points they allowed in a game was 35 in week 7. By all means, I suspect that the Houston Gamblers won't be that good of a team in the new season. The Memphis Showboats, 6-4. The Memphis Showboats are the Tampa Bay Bandits with a name change. Players and coaches from the existing Bandits team were transferred to the Showboats. In Tampa Bay's only season, they had a record of 4 wins and 6 losses, and they finished in 3rd place in their division. Tampa Bay's offense was the 2nd worst in the league in scoring at 162 points. Their defense was their strength, ranking 4th in points allowed at 195. The Tampa Bay Bandits performed below expectations last season, and maybe their new name change can help them be more competitive in the new season. So I suspect that the Memphis Showboats will be a competitive team this season and should be a playoff contender. The New Orleans Breakers, 7-3. The New Orleans Breakers had a good season last year by making the playoffs. In the playoffs, they made it to the South Division Finals against the Birmingham Stallions. Unfortunately for them, they lost that game 31-17. In the regular season last year, they had a record of 6 wins and 4 losses, and they finished in 2nd place in their division. They went 3-3 against their division rivals last year. Their offense last year was tied for 5th in points scored at 196. The most points they scored in a game was 34 in week 2. They had the most dominant defense in the league last year, allowing 164 points. The most points they allowed in a game was 27 twice. So in the new season, I suspect that the New Orleans Breakers will have another good season and will be a contender to win the USFL Championship this year. The Birmingham Stallions, 9-1. The Birmingham Stallions had a wonderful season last year by winning the first USFL Championship in league history. In the USFL Championship game, they played against the Philadelphia Stars. They won that game 33-30. In the regular season last year, they had the best record at 9 wins and 1 loss. They went 5-1 against their division rivals last year. Their offense last season was the 2nd best in the league in points scored at 234. The highest amount of points they scored in a game was 33 twice. Their defense was also a strength, ranking 2nd in the league in points allowed at 169. The most points they allowed in a game was 28 in week 2. I absolutely believe that they are going to be the best team in the league this season and could win back-to-back titles this year. So that's my USFL South Division standings predictions for the 2023 season. Now let's go to the playoffs. In the North Division Finals, I have the Philadelphia Stars versus the New Jersey Generals. So my prediction for the North Division Finals is that the New Jersey Generals will win this game over the Philadelphia Stars and will advance to the USFL Championship game. In the South Division Finals, I have the New Orleans Breakers versus the Birmingham Stallions. So my prediction for the South Division Finals is that the Birmingham Stallions will win this game over the New Orleans Breakers and will advance to their 2nd straight USFL Championship game. In the USFL Championship game, I have the New Jersey Generals versus the Birmingham Stallions. So my prediction for the USFL Championship game is that the New Jersey Generals will win their first USFL Championship title this season over the Birmingham Stallions. So those are my USFL season predictions. Who do you think will win the USFL Championship game this year? Let me know in the comments down below. Before you leave, please smash that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell if you're new to my channel. And if you love sports, this is definitely the place for you, and also share this video with more sports fans. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nathan, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Just keep loving sports.